said, today is a very festive day, and we are so honored that the Minister of Commerce, Industry and Tourism is here with us today, Mr. Stefan Tsang, the Director of Minister of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries, Mr. Ramdin, our distinguished Chief Executive Officer of RUBIS Energy, Mr. Christian Couchet, the distinguished Chief Executive Officer of RUBIS Caribbean, Mr. Mauricio Nichols, and our distinguished CEO of Roy Boudou Enterprises, Mr. Roy Boudou. Welcome all. Like I said, today is a very festive day. There are some speeches. After that, we will do the opening ceremony by cutting the ribbon. It's going to be 2 locations. One will be here at the offices, and the other one is going to be at the terminal, because that's why we're here, of course. And after that, it's time to mingle with each other. So with no further ado, I would like to invite Angelique Chang Asin. She's the Financial Controller and Country Representative of RUBIS Suriname.
So good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, distinguished guests, Minister Sang, Mr. Nichols, Mr. Couchet, and Mr. Dubos. I thank you all for accepting our invitation, and welcome to RUBIS. My name is Angelique Changashin, and I am the country representative and financial controller. I joined this company on June the 1st, 2018, and back then, this terminal was just an empty plot of land. During the first 3 months, I was the sole employee. During that time, I got a lot of help from a lot of people during the construction and setup phase. I therefore dedicate my welcome speech to those who helped me and my company. I want to first start with thanking the contractors. Tampateng, Kodip Singh, Fasioda, Firm Engineering, who oversaw all the work. I also want to thank Integra Marine Freight Services, who did a marvelous job of clearing all the containers with building material to the site. I want to thank my local team on the ground, Michael Shirkulam, Ewan Irving, Lorenzo Feldkamp, Robert Raskamp, Dwayne Sukajo, and Irfan Jabbar. I also want to thank the people who helped us behind the scenes, management team of Hakaren Bank, management team of Fina Bank, BDO, Vicente, Ruben, and Mr. Oosterling, the director of the Suriname Water Company. They always say, save the best for last. So Mr. and Mrs. Boudou, Sandhya, Shashwin, thank you for your patience and your firm commitment to join RUBIS on this brand new journey. To all RBE employees, I want to welcome you on board. It's an honor to have you. Together we will grow our business. Thank you very much. And now I want to introduce to you Mr. Nichols, the CEO of RUBIS Eastern Caribbean.
Good morning to all. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here to celebrate this very important event with all of our guests. Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry and Tourism, Mr. Stephen Tsang, Director of Minister of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries, Mr. Ramdeen. The distinguished Wanaka District Commissioner, Ms. Audrey Hankers. The distinguished Paramaribo Southwest District Commissioner, Mr. Eric Grode. The distinguished Paramaribo Northeast District Commissioner, Mr. Mike Nerkost. Representatives of the Fire Brigade, Mr. Pinas, Mr. Terlar, Mr. Godekes. Representative of the Maritime Authorities, Mr. Badlow. Distinguished Chief Executive Officer of West Indies Oil Company, Mr. Gregory Georges. Distinguished Chief Executive Officer of RUBIS Energy, Mr. Christian Cochet. Distinguished Operations Director of RUBIS Energies, Mr. Frederick Dubost. And the distinguished CEO of RB Enterprises, Mr. Roy Boudou. RUBIS colleagues, members of the Boudou family, government officials, members of the press, dear guests. It is, as I said, a great pleasure and a distinct honor to welcome you today as our guests to celebrate the grand opening of our state-of-the-art terminal, which marks our entry into the Surinamese fuel market. Since our acquisition of the Chevron operations in the Eastern Caribbean in 2011, it had been our aspiration to enter the Surinamese market. So when Chevron took the decision to divest their Surinamese business in 2012, we thought that this would be the logical way to enter the business, and we thought we would be invited by Chevron to offer to purchase their business. As it turns out, the government of Suriname agreed with Chevron to buy their business. Suritex was acquired by Statoil and became GoTo. And so this entry door was closed for us, was no longer available. Since then, and this is 2011, we explored many opportunities to enter this market. Suriname is a perfect fit for us geographically. We have large-scale operations in Guyana and French Guiana, and this country sits between both. This is an attractive market with a strong economy and growing fuel consumption. So for the next couple of years, we explored all possible entry options into this market, including acquiring market participants, partnering with companies that already had fuel terminals in the country, and building our own. Quite a few of these avenues led to dead ends, and we found ourselves on more than one occasion discarding one option and trying to find a new one. So the breakthrough for us came in 2013 when we started discussions with Roy Boudou, present here today, to form a partnership in which RUBIS would build a terminal for a long-term commitment by RUBIS to supply RBE and a long-term commitment by RBE to buy his fuel needs from RUBIS. From the get-go, the discussions and negotiations went very well. They were honest, they were open, they were transparent, and they were focused on creating value for both our companies. Perhaps because we had no prior experience in building terminals in Suriname, or perhaps because the Surinamese authorities had not seen in many years a request to build a greenfield terminal, it took some time to get all the approvals to build our terminal. So we had many interactions with the government agencies and government officials, directly or through firm, engineering or contractor, and we finally obtained the authorizations to build our terminal in 2016, subject to us meeting certain additional conditions. So once the conditions were satisfied and the final construction permits were received, we proceeded to award the main contracts for the construction of our terminal. We awarded the civil works to Kuldip Singh, a very well-renowned, respected, and experienced Surinamese civil construction firm. We awarded the construction of the mechanical and electrical works to Tampa Tank Inc., a company based in the USA, again, greatly experienced in the construction of fuel facilities. And we awarded the contract for the engineering of the terminal and supervision of the construction to firm, also a very reputable and experienced and knowledgeable Surinamese engineering firm. We started the construction in October of 2017. So we broke ground in October of 2017, started a bit slowly in the beginning. And, you know, in 2018, we started really the main phase of the construction. So when Angelique joined us, yes, all of this was not here, but a lot of activities were taking place to, to build the terminal. Thereafter, so the construction finished in February of this year, and thereafter it took some time for us to agree with the fire brigade on additional conditions that they required us to implement to ensure even greater protection against fires, so that fires would not occur, and that in the unlikely event that they would occur, that the terminal and the neighboring communities were well protected. Once these additional conditions were agreed, we obtained, through the help of many, including Minister Sang, the storage permit, and shortly thereafter, in September of this year, we commenced fuel sales. So what, you might ask, will RUBIS bring to Suriname in addition to a fuel depot? We hope to bring a new and better option for many users of fuels, including industrial and commercial enterprises, and including individual consumers of automotive fuels. We hope to bring a unique company culture in which each one of us cares deeply about our customers, about our colleagues, about our communities, and about each and every one of our colleagues. It is a culture where delivering above and beyond what is expected is the norm, and where everyone is encouraged and valued and encouraged to contribute to our success. It is a culture that values strong performance and a passion for winning and taking initiative. It is a culture in which each one of us brings a humble attitude based on the belief that we can always do better and that there's always room for improvement. It is a culture that builds collaborative relationships across the board with our customers, with the government agencies, with the communities with which we interact, and with our business partners. It is a culture that cares deeply about the communities where we operate and engages with them to foster their development. One example of that is this road, the access road to our terminal, which we have undertaken to improve, to make it safer for our trucks and to make it better for the community around us. And this undertaking is being paid by RUBIS. We are funding this undertaking. So that's really a clear demonstration of how committed we are, that when we come to a community, we like to improve and contribute the community where we operate. And last but not least, we hope to bring soon to Suriname our RUBIS brand to offer the motoring public the pleasant experience of buying their fuels at our RUBIS branded service stations. It is a great experience. So before I end my remarks, I'd like to give thanks to a number of people that helped us significantly along the way. So to Stuart Gill, he's with RUBIS in charge of new business development for negotiating the agreements with RBE. To Ken Springer and Michael Shukalam, who basically on our behalf were the two key employees overseeing the construction of the terminal. To Firm Engineering for the engineering works and for supervising on site the construction of the terminal. To Kaldeep Singh for a great job building the civil works. To Tampa Tank for the construction of the tanks and the mechanical and electrical works. To the Fire Brigade for helping us improve the measures to protect the terminal against a possible fire, and for their support to grant us a storage permit. To Roy Boodoo and his family, Liz, Shazvian, Santia, Shailene, and the extended family as well, for believing in us and for giving us the opportunity to partner with you to supply your fuel needs. To our local management team, Angelique Tianxin, our country representative and finance manager, Michael Shukalam, our terminal manager, and Ewan Irving, our sales and marketing manager, for helping us find a way to overcome the obstacles we faced and the challenges we faced along the way. To our local staff, and excuse me if I'm not pronouncing their names exactly as I should, Irfan Shabar, Jake Menso, Lorenzo Feldkamp, Robert Graskamp, and Dwayne Sucardio for their help in commissioning our terminal and commencing operations. To the Wanica District for issuing our nuisance permit. To NEMOS for their support and assistance in the environmental and social impact assessments, and for issuing a positive opinion to the fire brigade. To the maritime authorities for issuing our permits to build our berth and berth our vessels. To the Customs Department for their cooperation and assistance in the importation and construction of materials for the terminal. To Minister Sang for his great help in expediting with certain government agencies the concepts and the permits and the requirements and the approvals we needed from them. To the President's office, to the Finance Minister, and to the Customs Department for allowing us to import duty-free fuels and commencing fuel sales operations. To Andrea Gooding, to Ewan Irving, and to Natalie Haynes for planning this memorable event. And finally, to the government of Suriname for welcoming us to this beautiful country and for allowing us to build our terminal and do business in Suriname. So as I said at the start, it's been a great pleasure and an honor to welcome you today. And on behalf of RUBIS, I thank each and every one of you for taking the time to join us in this very memorable moment for us. Thank you very much. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mr. Christian Cochet. He's the Chief Executive Officer of RUBIS Energy. He has been the driving force behind the impressive growth of RUBIS through the years. He's located in Paris, but keenly interested in our Caribbean operations and following very closely our development in Suriname, and very supportive from the get-go to our interest to enter the Surinamese market. So please, a hand of applause for Christian.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Mauricio, it's always a challenge to speak after you, after such an extensive discourse. Honorable Minister of Commerce, Industry and Tourism, Mr. Director of Minister of Agriculture, distinguished heads of government agencies, distinguished CEO of West Indies Oil Corporation, our future partner in Antigua, dear Roy Boudou and members of his family, dear RUBIS colleagues, and dear guests. I'm very happy to be with you today for this grand opening ceremony. After 2 years of an intense work on an investment amounting $15 million, I'm proud to welcome you in this brand new import fuel terminal, which has been designed to last for a couple of centuries, and which is fully compliant with the highest international standards of our industry. By the way, as Mauricio said previously, thanks to the Fire Brigade representative for the brilliant advices they provided us with to go even further as far as safety and security are concerned. Now everything is in place to make our estimated partner, Roy Boudou Enterprises, as happy and efficient as possible in a first step, and other potential customers for the same in a second time. RUBIS is a highly reputable group for the quality of product delivered to customers, for the extensive level of service provided to customers, for the high level of expertise of its employees, and for its full compliance vis-à-vis laws and regulation in any jurisdiction we are playing in. A new player is born for the fuel distribution in this country, for the benefit of all stakeholders, government bodies, government agencies, bodies, customers, neighboring citizens of this depot, RUBIS Energy Suriname's employees. By the way, thanks and congratulations to all people having been part of this investment, and long life to RUBIS and his respectable partner in this country. Merci beaucoup, having been able to attend this ceremony. Have a good day. Thanks a lot. Pardon me? This is for you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Thank you so much, Mr. Christian Cochet. And now it's time to introduce to you the CEO of Roy Boudou Enterprises, Mr. Roy Boudou.
Good evening, everybody. RUBIS crew, excuse me, I don't speak in Dutch because the family and the people of Suriname understand Dutch better than English. Minister van Industrie, meneer Sang, crew of RUBIS, de RBE crew, de RBE dealers, mijn vrienden, kennissen en genodigden. Mag ik u allen nogmaals van harte welkom heten op vandaag voor mij een bijzondere grote moment. Als kleine jongen van een familie afkomstig en wonend op plantage Rust en Werk in de Komwijnen aan de rechter van de Komwijnenrivier moest ik verplicht elke middag met mijn grootvader, de heer Somaru Jagru Boudou, elke middag gasoline vullen in bierflessen, zodat mijn moeder de volgende kon verkopen voor de gemeenschap van plantage Rust en Werk. En daar begon het. Langzaam, maar zeker is de groei van het bedrijf gegaan van lokale verkoop naar verkoper van de hele rechteroever van de Komwijnenrivier. We kennen allemaal 40-plussers de staking van Abaisa, toen alles werd lamgelegd in Suriname. SMS was een staking. Er was een tekort aan benzine aan de rechteroever. En mijn grootvader nam de stap om te komen Plattebrug te vullen in vaten en te brengen naar de winkels aan de rechteroever van het Rustenwerk tot en met Bakkie. En daar begon het. In 1996, Daarna hebben we gehad van SO Standard Oil de licentie om te mogen distribueren in heel Komwijnen. En in 1996 mochten wij van de SO Standard Oil onze eerste pompstation exploiteren en kwam een hele omwenteling in de organisatie. In het jaar 2000 werd SO Onderon opgericht, dus SO Standard Oil. En met trots mochten wij in 2004 de SO dealer worden van SO Onderon. En de groei begon. Het vertrouwen van SO werd in ons groter en groter. En we kregen in En we werden toen distributeur van heel Suriname. Jammer dat in 2006 ESSO werd verkocht en wij mochten de naam van ESSO distributeur niet meer gebruiken. Dus we moesten een andere naam uitzoeken en kwam de naam van RUBIS Enterprises in beweging. Tot heden. Vanaf dien, RUBIS Enterprises groeit naar exploitant, distributeur, importeur en resellers van fuel, van smeermiddelen en fuelproducten. En we zijn ook thans mogen wij ook onderhouden, opzetten, pompstations in alle gebieden en alle lagen van Suriname. Ik mag u met trots meegeven dat we recentelijk nog hebben geopend een soft opening van onze eerste C-store restaurant van de naam draagt Fast and Fresh Food. Er zullen wel nog meer volgen en wij mogen nu de officiële naam van Brewster Chickens als licentie dragen. Ik bedank aan ieder die op welke wijze dan ook mij hebben ondersteund en ook hebben belemmerd dat vandaag tot deze mijlpaal mag komen. Ik ben niet vergeten dat tegen mij werd gezegd dat er geen brandstof is. Ik ben niet vergeten dat tegen mij werd gezegd, je mag komen trekken om 7 uur. Ik kom aan met de wacht om 7 uur en ik mag pas trekken in de middag om 1 uur. En wat nog mij nog verergerde, dat om 11 uur werd binnengegeven, we gaan sluiten, de operator is moe, we gaan je niet meer kunnen helpen. Mijn chauffeurs hebben moeten incasseren. Mijn pomphouders hebben urenlang moeten wachten op benzine. Dat zelfs mensen 11 uur in de avond moesten naar huis gaan om olie te ontvangen. Dat was de druppel die me liet overlopen dat ik in 2011 RUBIS heb contact. RUBIS komt naar Suriname binnen, na onderhandelingen en praten met RUBIS. Werd de eerste contract getekend in Miami in Hotel Louis op 29 juli 2016. Werd de eerste contract getekend door mij en Mauricio in Hotel Louis in Miami. Voor zover 10 januari 2018 werd de eerste paal hier geheid. De 12 augustus kwam de eerste lading aan de kade. En met trots mocht ik op 23 september mijn eerste tankwagen van Uurhuid RUBIS Fuel distribueren voor de Surinaamse gemeenschap. Dit alles is te danken aan de tegenwerking die ik heb gehad in de tijd door een oliecompany. Die heeft me getriggerd om vandaag dit te mogen hebben. Ik ben trots op u allen. Mijn mensen. Mijn buurman Hewaki kan veel praten. Hij is hier. Over mijn groei en mijn ontwikkeling. Ik heb van hem ooit een app gehad die ik heb bewaard. Ga ik van u voorhouden. A dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down in 2 steps becomes a plan. A plan backed by action make your dreams come true. Dames en heren, ik voel me nu echt veilig, echt thuis. Met RUBIS kan ik nu garanderen dat RBA de marktleider gaat worden in Suriname. Ik heb nu guts. Als RUBIS hier investeert $15 miljoen op een terminal tegen iemand, een ondernemer in Suriname, tegen 0% garantie. Zo'n vertrouwen heeft RUBIS in mij gesteld. En ik zei bij deze, wie gaat nu in dit tijd $15 miljoen investeren op perceel? waar je geen toekomst hebt, waar je geen vertrouwen hebt? Wel, Rubis heeft in mij vertrouwd. En ook in de staat Suriname. En vertrouwen. Vertrouwen in eigen kunnen. En we gaan ervoor. Ik ben de 4e generatie in de brandstofsector. Mijn kleinzoon, die is nu opkoming, 5e generatie. Ik wil hem aan jullie voorstellen. Anders kom. En hij gaat ook een boodschap richten tot de Rubis familie.
Dat is mooi, hè?
Goedemorgen, dames en heren. Gefeliciteerd iedereen. Bedankt voor het vertrouwen in RBE.
Dankjewel, Anj Boudou.
En tot slot, dames en heren. Mijn dank is groot aan u. Het vertrouwen ons gesteld, laat ons durven. En we zijn vandaag zover. Blijf ons vertrouwen. Tank bij RBE. We gaan samen groeien. En nogmaals, wij worden marktleider. Alsjeblieft.
Thank you, Mr. Roy Boudou. I know Mr. Nichols and Mr. Couchin, the other members of the RUBIS team that came from abroad, I don't think you understand something out of the Dutch. I can make a very short summary for you. Mr. Boudou is very happy to be here today, and he's even more happier that RUBIS is here today. And the same thing counts for his grandson. And now I would like to introduce Ewan Irving, the sales manager of RUBIS Suriname.
Good morning. Goedemorgen iedereen. Ik wens jullie iedereen welkom. En het is een plezier voor mij om het hele RUBIS team aan u voor te stellen. I would like to present the RUBIS team to you. Angelique Changashin, Financial Controller. Michael Sheukalam, the Terminal Manager. Irfan Jabbar, Operations Coordinator. Jake Menzo, Operations Assistant. Ik wil de heer Terminal Operator, Plant Operators, Robert Veldkamp en Lorenzo, sorry, ik heb ze bijna tot gehuwd zojuist. Robert Graskamp en Lorenzo Veldkamp. En als laatste Dwayne Sucarjo, mijn excuses. Dit is het volledig RUBIS team. This is the collective team of RUBIS. And we would like to present to you a small video of how things went from the beginning. allen hartelijk bedankt. Dit is het RUBIS team nogmaals. En ieder die ons ondersteund heeft tot de dag van vandaag willen wij bedanken. En onze toekomstige klanten, we staan met open armen op u te wachten.
Thank you, Ewan Irving from RUBIS Suriname, and of course the rest of the RUBIS team. I would like now to invite to the stage the Minister of Commons, Industry and Tourism, Mr. Stefan Sang.
Mr. Ramdin, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Husbandry and Fisheries, Mr. Nichols, CEO of RUBIS Caribbean, Mr. Cochet, CEO of RUBIS Paris, Ms. Angelique Changasin, country representatives, Mr. Irving, and the entire RUBIS team, representatives of the ministries, Mr. Budu of Roy Budu Enterprises and Family, officials, contractors, entrepreneurs, Senator Wiggins from Barbados, representatives of government institutions, representatives of the private sector companies, distinguished guests, people of the press, ladies and gentlemen, Kumanting, good morning, goedemorgen, bonjour. There are no Chinese in the room. Actually, 早上好. I'm very happy to be here today at the grand opening of the RUBIS terminal in Suriname. It took a lot of time, effort, and frustration to get here, and there have been many struggles. The last time I was here, there were still many issues to be resolved, and it was pouring in the pouring rain. Today, it looks much better, and actually the only thing that looked better today is a smile on Mr. Budu's face when he was speaking to us. And I know you've waited a long time for the opening, so I'll try to keep it short. It wasn't easy to achieve what you have done today, but you persevered, and you should stand proud. Even Angelique stands a little taller today. And I know she really worked hard for this, and she had to deal with many issues. And I'm sure the RUBIS team also worked very hard. And I would like to ask you to please give them a round of applause. And I would like to thank you, all of you, for your interest in our country, and mostly for your confidence in Suriname and investing in Suriname. I want to thank everybody that made this day possible. RUBIS, Roy Budu Enterprises, the Fire Department, NIMOS, MAS, the Ministry of Finance, the Office of the President, the district's commissioners, everyone. I want to thank you especially because you have contributed to the further economic growth of Suriname. And with this opening launch of RUBIS in Suriname, we will have 3 major oil companies catering to the needs of the transport sector, of the industry, and motorists in Suriname. We believe that fair competition leads to better service, better standards, and better prices for the people. Also, we believe that there will be a significant increase in jobs and spin-off possibilities that will add to a more healthy economy in Suriname. With the economy already attracting, and with the exciting development in oil and gas in our neighboring country, Guyana, and also in Suriname, there is no doubt that Suriname is at the forefront of steady and increasing economic growth. Mr. Nichols mentioned it already. We will be needing much more energy to grow all sectors in this region. And the only way to make sure we achieve this is if we work together with old and new partners. Therefore, we warmly welcome RUBIS in Suriname. We would like to thank RBE, Roy Budu Enterprises, and I'm hoping we may grow together to higher heights even more, and dreams do come true, Mr. Budu. I specifically want to thank you for fixing the road in your social responsibility program, and I promise to keep it short. So in conclusion, I want to congratulate RUBIS and the entire team. with this milestone. I look forward to many more milestones. I want to congratulate Roy Budu Enterprises, and I want to congratulate Suriname. May you achieve many more successes in our beautiful country to the benefit of the people in Suriname. Grantangi, I thank you. Merci beaucoup. Please, Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Minister of Commons, Industry and Tourism, Mr. Stefan Tsang.
De representative van RUBIS. En met hem ga ik een beetje praten over het feit dat RUBIS nu hier samen met Roy Budu in Suriname is. Mr. Maurice, I would like to congratulate you on this very beautiful day. It's finally here, the day that we can celebrate that RUBIS is in Suriname. What feeling do you have? What is the feeling that you have today when we celebrate this delightful fact?
Well, thank you very much. It's a feeling of being extremely proud. We started with an idea many years ago. We tried many different roads and many different avenues to get here. We finally were able to find a way to make it happen. It took a lot of hard work to get us here and a lot of people involved in making this terminal a reality. And as Mr. Budu said, it's a dream come true for us as well. So we're very proud and very happy to open our terminal in Suriname today and to really start doing business in this beautiful country.
Amazing. It's a beautiful fact because you also said in your speech that you have terminals in Guyana, in French Guyana, and now Suriname. It is quite a lot. Is it a lot? I don't know if it's a lot, but it's nice to have in the 3 countries. What do you think that will do for the RUBIS company?
Well, I said in my speech that Suriname geographically sits between Guyana and French Guyana. So from a geographic point of view, it's a perfect location for us. From a business opportunity point of view, it's a growing economy, it's a growing fuel demand, and it's a country that is poised to do very well the next 10 or 20 years. So strategically and from a business perspective, it's very important to be here. From a logistics point of view, in terms of supply of fuel, is perfect because we have the 3 countries together. We can organize and get synergies from shipping, from bringing fuels to the 3 different locations. And so that would bring additional benefits for us. And to have an opportunity to enter a market as large and significant in Suriname is excellent for RUBIS. Very nice.
Excellent. And Mr. Roy Budu, he welcomed you with open arms. How do you think? What is the feeling that you got when meeting him?
Well, my own personal view is that when you do a partnership with someone, you have to have shared values. If you don't have shared values, the enterprise fails. And our values with Budu are shared. Trust, honesty, transparency, goodwill, willingness to work through the issues, willingness to find creative solutions, willingness to compromise a little bit when there's issues to be solved. And that has been like that from the start. So mutual trust, mutual respect, very good understanding, and a very good personal relationship between him and I. So that's very good. Yes.
He's a nice man. And lastly, what do you think that the work vibe will be? What do you think that the future holds for RUBIS and Roy Budu Enterprises in the following years?
Yes, we expect that this partnership will grow very rapidly in the next 2 years. We hope that soon we will have RUBIS branded service stations in Suriname, so that the Surinamese consumer can experience the joy of buying fuel at a RUBIS branded service station. We hope to get into other ventures by ourselves and with Budu to grow the business jointly and together. So I think we see a bright future. This is our first investment in Suriname, but for sure there will be many more to come to grow and develop our business here.
Many more to come. Well, that's a brightful future, right? Also for the Surinamese people. I want to wish you the best of luck with this beautiful day, and especially with the work that you're doing here in Suriname.
Thank you so much. And for me, thanks to the people of Suriname and the government of Suriname to make us very welcome in this beautiful country. We're very, very happy to be here.
We do welcome you with open arms. Have a good day.
Thank you. Excellent.
En dat was dus meneer Maurits. Hij is dus de vertegenwoordiger van RUBIS, van het Caribisch gebied. En die heeft dus ook in zijn speech gezegd, zijn officiële speech, dat hij erg blij is dat deze samenwerking is gekomen. Dat ook RUBIS nu in Suriname olie mag leveren. Het is een groot bedrijf. Als je de geschiedenis van ze leest, dan kan je ook zien dat ze echt over een aantal landen in het Caribisch gebied olie leveren. En ja, natuurlijk, als Suriname nu ook erbij is, nou dat is fantastisch. Meneer Roy Boudou heeft daar heel goed op ingespeeld. En ja, hij komt eraan. Ik ben blij dat ik ook even met hem een babbeltje kan hebben. Meneer Roy Boudou, van harte gefeliciteerd.
Dankjewel.
Dit heugelijk feit, nou u heeft er lang op gewacht. Hoe voelt u zich vandaag?
Geweldig. Super happy.
Ik kan me voorstellen, nou, zoals uw kleinzoon dat heeft gezegd, hij is erg blij voor het vertrouwen dat RUBIS heeft gesteld in u. Hoe was het vanaf het begin?
We zijn opgericht vanaf 1954, mijn grootvader. We zijn in de jaren 80 jaren gegroeid naar een onderneming van pompstations opzetten. En met de verkoop van Esso in Suriname mochten wij onze naam van Esso weghalen. We hebben opgericht onze eigen organisatie. En we gingen zwerven van hier en daar. Tot in 2013 ik ineens geen olie kon krijgen. Mijn stations zijn leeggelopen. Een week lang hadden we geen olie gehad. En ik heb op de pers toen aan de pers gezegd, ja, is oneerlijk. Ik krijg geen olie, de andere verkopen. Dat heb ik gehoord, heb ik laten vertellen dat de brandstof voorkeur gaat naar hun stations. Ik moet wachten. Hij heeft me getriggerd om dan met RUBIS te contacten. En RUBIS is gekomen in Suriname, we hebben gesproken. En we zijn gekomen tot een overeenstemming. En we hebben in Miami, tot 10 juli 29, de overeenkomst getekend. En daar zijn we begonnen.
Zo ver. Maar dat is zo ver. Hoe voelt u zich dan?
Geweldig. Ik heb nu niemand nodig.
Dat wilde ik net zeggen, dat u eigenlijk dat gevoel van toen u geen olie had, nu niet meer heeft.
Niemand mag zeggen, ga je olie geven. Niemand moet dat durven. Ja. Ik kan vullen wanneer ik wil, hoe laat ik wil, hoeveel ik wil. Mijn stations gaan nu nooit meer leeglopen. RBA is niet meer te stuiten.
RW is niet meer te sluiten. Nou, zoals u dat aangegeven heeft in uw speech, zegt u ook dat jullie marktleider gaan worden. En dat geloof ik zeker ook als we kijken naar de grote terminal die hier is geopend. Nou, u bent van plan.
Daar zijn we nu van plan. We gaan ervoor. Ik mag u nu al verklappen. Ik heb van HI nu al 18 vergunningen van pompstations. Nieuwe. Dus binnen korte termijn heb je nog 18 RB nieuwe stations.
Helemaal goed, we kijken er echt naar uit. En wat kunnen we verwachten van... Nou, u heeft het eigenlijk al een beetje verklapt. Wat we kunnen verwachten van Roy Boudou in de komende periode. Nu samen met RUBIS. 18 nieuwe pompstations. Is er nog meer dat de mensen moeten weten?
Ja, er zijn meer. Maar we hebben al 18 vergunningen.
Oké, nou helemaal goed.
18 is al onderweg. Ja.
Nou, ik ben heel erg blij, meneer Roy Boudou. Ik wil u van harte feliciteren met dit heugelijk feit, met deze dag. En natuurlijk, ik wens u all the best of luck met deze nieuwe samenwerking.
Dankjewel. Ja.
Dat was dus meneer Roy Boudou. Hij is de eigenaar van Roy Boudou Enterprises.